Good morning, we're here at Google at SMG. I'm joined by Jim Kite. Jim, thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
So we've had quite a few presentations this morning. I want to know what kind of themes you felt were coming out of the day, and particularly what's affecting you and what your role.
Yeah, no, I think the thing which came out very strongly for me is that digital is no longer just seen as a sort of a channel. It sort of encompasses everything. And we've been talking about Human Experience Company now for a good 2 years. And you can talk about it, but actually see it come to life with the work, whether it's the Samsung work or the Coke work or the EMI work. You know, it's happening, and it is not being forced. It's just naturally being developed. So I think it's the culmination of what we've been talking about and seeing the results coming through.
And I think actually the human experience positioning, we talked about this with Matt before, is actually really helping us move into those areas probably more fluidly than other people would have been able to, because it puts the consumer at the centre. But obviously with your role, a lot of it is about development of products. So, how's that affecting you?
Well, I mean, one thing which hasn't changed is the consumer is at the centre. And one of my core roles is to ensure that the company, our agency, has the best insight and also apps and tools possible to optimise and use media and connect with consumers as well as possible. What we're just doing now is finding that we're in that interesting stage of bringing data and research together. It's not a case of one or the other. Insight can come from lots of different sources. For areas where people want to talk about things and we want to go very, very deep, traditional survey research is still very relevant. But there was all those areas which people couldn't talk about or they couldn't articulate. And that's where the data is coming in. So what we're seeing is this merging of the two things together. And I think it's very, very exciting. And as someone who's been for a long time trying to get media far more accountable and much closer to the consumer, we are now have many, many more sort of items in our armoury. And as a result, our toolkit is changing, and particularly in the areas of modelling, but also in the areas of real-time consumer insights.
And I think that's played out by what was talked about today with all devices and always on. You need modelling that reflects that, and no longer possible just to look back on a sort of 6-month dipstick and come out. So you're developing tools that are always...
Correct, yeah. I mean, a lot of the work which we were doing, particularly in the econometrics world, very, very solid, very good at telling us that advertising works, but it was all very rear view mirror. And data is allowing us to become much more real time. But at the other end, finding out what is hot, how to position brands, how to decide the mix of channels. Those consumer insights at the beginning of the process are coming to us much quicker. And the best example of that is just listening to conversations happening in social media, whether it's what's happening in people's Twitter feeds or things that we're getting now through Facebook and the like. So we're benefiting at both ends, better insights and far greater accountability at the end.
Excellent. And one other thing, Laura and SMG, we always talk about what's next after the what's next. So my question to you is, what's next after the what's next?
I think the big what's next really is increasing connectivity. At the moment, even today, there's still a little bit of clunkiness about everything. And as devices become much more seamless together, then what you will see is a single media buy across all channels, done much, much better, optimized in real time, and very, very tightly targeted to consumers. We're doing that now, but I think it's just going to the big themes are out there. It's just going to get smarter and a little bit better joined up.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks, Jill.
Thank you.